What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D, and it's always nice to be a guest on Tennessee Brando's channel. And if you like my content, go to my page at Coach D_speaks and subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys. So, a new jobs report came out today, and it was a good jobs report. I mean, the economy added 254,000 jobs. That is 100,000 jobs more than was expected. The unemployment rate was expected to go up today. It actually went down to 4.1%. So as you can expect, most people are happy about this because most of us are happy to see the economy doing well, which means that people in America are doing better. But there is a stark contrast between how the people at Fox News are handling this information and how the rest of us are handling this information. So let's check in on Fox News real quickly.
Well, Marie, I honestly don't think this is going to have very much of an impact simply because the average American is living the economic reality of Bidenomics every single day. You know, they have been living under the Biden-Harris administration for 3.5 years now. They don't really need these reports to understand that they are worse off today than they were 4 years ago. You know, the typical American family has seen their inflation-adjusted take-home pay fall by $3,600 on an annual basis. I mean, people are demonstrably worse off. Again, I don't think the average American is really swayed one way or another by these reports. So I think from that standpoint, the impact is really irrelevant when it comes to voting.
But leisure and hospitality up 78,000, Joni. Your reaction?
Yeah, I've been digging into the numbers, Maria, and I'm looking at this. And of course, that headline number is going to, be a positive sign. And maybe that's why we're seeing markets up. But when you dig into the data in this report, you can see that those jobs are really created and coming from healthcare and then leisure and hospitality. Those are the two big sectors. Almost 160,000 of those jobs created in September came from those sectors. And to Cheryl's point, the leisure and hospitality are lower paying jobs. So then when you start to look at, manufacturing lost 7,000 jobs. Though construction gained, it was only 25,000. So if you really take out those two sectors, this isn't a blockbuster report. The other sectors are still struggling.
Oh my God, who tries to spin a good jobs report into a bad thing? And this guy's like, oh, Americans don't care because they're dealing with Bidenomics. This is Bidenomics. They added 254,000 jobs. The unemployment rate went down and the stock market is seeing record highs. How are you guys mad at this? These people do not love this country. And then you take a look at CNN and they're exactly the opposite of what Fox News is doing because they actually care that people are doing well. They're actually happy to see a jobs report that reflects the fact that the country is going in the right direction.
Wow. Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. So the expectations were around 140 to 150,000 jobs added net last month. Take a look at that blowout, 254,000 jobs added net. Also, the unemployment rate, we were expecting that to come in around 4.2%. That actually went down in the month to 4.1%. In terms of what's adding this, the food sector, we're perhaps going out and drinking more ahead of the presidential election. Who knows? That was certainly a contributor. Construction also added. Healthcare was a big gainer as well. Government jobs adding. It doesn't get better for the White House and for the Harris campaign than a jobs number like this, 1 month out from the presidential election. We'll see what next month brings. That could be a bit more complicated. Hurricane Helene, of course, the strikes for Boeing, that could complicate the numbers next month. But the Federal Reserve looking at this is going to be saying, wow, we gave you a 0.5 percentage point rate cut.
And you went nuts.
Think yourselves lucky. Yeah.
I did want to ask you about that. So with the rate cut that we've already seen, and they're seeing this, and of course they're trying to deal with inflation, which everyone is worried about.
Of course.
So does this sort of tell you that maybe they won't do another one?
So this is a great question. Remember, the Federal Reserve look at both jobs and they look at inflation. And what they've said to us in the past few weeks is, look, this is primary for us now. The jobs market not seeing any further weakness. What these numbers show is a bump in hiring in a month it's not really factoring in the benefits of the rate cut that we just saw beyond the psychological benefits. So we could see a further lift to the jobs market when those rate cuts start to filter in. To answer your question in an incredibly long-winded way, they've said that they think they can get another 0.5 percentage point in for the rest of the year. A 0.25 percentage point rate cut right before the presidential election, but maybe they'd be tempted to hang fire in the face of this and not take the criticism that perhaps they're trying to influence the presidential election. Not that they are, but they're open to the criticism.
The criticism happens
right before the presidential election. You could hold off. Based on these numbers, we've got more data to come. But it's a wow.
See. But it is a wow. It's almost double. I mean,
it's much, much better than we were expecting.
So on one hand, you have Fox News, who wants you to believe that your life just sucks so bad right now, even though the jobs report doesn't support it. And on the other hand, you have a network of people who are actually happy, who are absolutely happy because Americans are thriving. Why is anyone supporting the Republican Party, Fox News, Donald Trump, or J.D. Vance? Period.